If you're going around on your own, then big fat fucking well done for having the balls to actually do it. How the fuck are we doing, man? Hope you are absolutely sweet. Hope your life is filled with rapturous joys and outrageous ecstasies. Make sure you're part of the Kristian Kasanova family, smashing that subscribe button, banging those sexy notifications on. Today we're chatting about solo day game. How to have your best sessions when you are riding solo. Han Solo street seduction. So in this video, I'm gonna provide you with 7 sexy pieces of advice that are going to allow you to have your fucking greatest sessions when you are riding solo throughout your city. Alright man, let's just jump into it. So my first piece of advice to you is to get comfortable doing shit solo. In my opinion, most guys rely on this sense of group confidence, on this herd mentality, and they won't do anything if their friends, if their mates are not doing it. What street seduction really teaches you is self-reliance, self-mastery, self-adoration. Most guys' biggest fear is putting themselves in front of a woman when they're stone cold sober, declaring their desire in a non-needy, socially calibrated way and saying to the world, judge me fairly. Most guys just won't do it. Most guys would rather go into fucking war zones or jump out of a plane rather than put themselves in front of a woman who they're attracted to during the day and mingle with that possibility of rejection. So I really recommend, if you are going to go out there solo and do some day game, then you become comfortable in your own company. Do as much stuff as possible on your own. So from my personal experiences, in 2017, I went to America and I worked as a lifeguard in American summer camp. I've been a magician for the past 10 years, so going out, cold approaching people since I was 13 years old, not relying on friends, on social circles, on like fucking family, just going out there, big set of balls, making it work for myself. The key to all of this is to be comfortable, to be at ease with what you're doing. And that brings on nicely to advice tip number 2, which is to give yourself permission. Most guys who are going around and experimenting with street seduction on their own, they haven't provided themselves with the permission to do it. Yeah, so you'll go up to a girl and you'll be carrying all this emotional baggage, like, oh, you've got this like dirty little secret. I'm out here to speak to girls and she knows what I'm doing, or this is all fucking weird and all this stuff. It's complete bollocks. It just comes from a place where you've not give yourself the permission to do it. Because look man, like street seduction, it's a socially unconventional activity. Very few guys do it. So before you even step out of the door, say to yourself, I give myself permission to do this. Treating the world as your playground. You give yourself the permission to interact with women who you're attracted to. And this is such a big thing of going out on your own, because most guys just carrying around this baggage like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Shut the fuck up, man. All you're doing is having conversations with women who you're attracted to. The sooner you can give yourself the permission, the better. Tip number 3, when you're going out solo, is to always be seducing. So momentum with street seduction is such an important thing. If you're going out there and you've not spoken to anybody for a long time, don't be that guy, man, who's like going around for like an hour and has not spoken to anybody. Because the reality is, man, if you've gone out there for an hour and you've not approached, you've not spoken to anybody, then call that session off, man. Because the reality is, you're just gonna be going round and round like dirty laundry in a dirty tumble dryer. ASAP that shit. As soon as you step out the door, approach somebody. It doesn't matter who the fuck they are. It could be like an old lady, a middle-aged lady, whoever. It could be one of those like charity people, but it's about cultivating the power of the banterlope. Yeah, be the fucking banterlope. Banter with the world, seduce the world. Don't just wait for like girls who you were like immensely attracted to start your street seduction session. As soon as you get out the door, ASAP with the approaches. This is going to allow you to get more socially in sync, feel like you're in flow. All this stuff is going to be so important to your session. Another great piece of advice that I will provide you with is to have a sense of social activity before you go out and do your street seduction session. Obviously, I appreciate, right now we live in difficult times and you might not be able to get social activity, and you should definitely not be reliant on social activity before you go out there. But if you can, just speak to human beings before you go out and have your session. Even if it's just a phone call to a friend, or you speak to your fucking parents on the phone, whatever. Get yourself socially lubricated before you go out, because I think a big problem is guys will use day game street seduction as their means of getting social interactivity. This is such a problem, because it's if you see a girl who you are immensely attracted to and you've not spoken to anybody, your tongue is going to feel like it's got a fucking frog stapled to it. The words are just not going to flow. Do your best to get social activity before you go out and have your day game sessions. If you can't get social interactivity, then like we say, then interact with the world, banter with the world, seduce the world. You see an old lady coming towards you, tell her she looks great. You see a middle-aged lady, excuse me darling, I just want to say you look really good, have a good day. It's just these very casual interactions which are going to get you onto that social vibe when you're going around solo. All right, point number 5 is to rehearse your open before you go out there, okay? So as a magician, as someone who has practiced and performed close-up magic, I understand the importance of rehearsal. Before you go out there, let's say you've not been able to get any social interactivity, maybe you're going out early in the morning, then speak to yourself, rehearse with yourself, use inanimate objects that represent girls and speak to them as you would speak to a girl. So rehearse your open, say what you are going to say to girls. Let's be real, man, the open is usually the same thing. It's going up to a girl, stopping her and saying to her, I know this is completely random and people don't usually do this, but I just want to say you look fucking great, and then start talking. The more you can habitualize, internalize your open, the better. You don't need to rehearse what you're gonna say after the open, but for most guys, they just struggle with the actual act of going up to the girl, declaring their desire in a non-needy way. So before you go out, use some inanimate objects, pretend they're a girl, and practice your open. Say it over and over again until it becomes habitual. And then this takes the pressure off your open. This takes the pressure off your actual approach, because you've internalized what you're going to say. You're not rehearsing the whole fucking thing, simply rehearsing the open. This can be so powerful, especially when you're going out solo, because it can really help with that initial approach anxiety. All right, point number 6 is to go out with a goal in mind, yeah? So let's say you're going out into your city on your own, rather than just going out mindlessly, saying, oh yeah, I'm just gonna approach for the next 4 hours. Set yourself a time frame and set yourself a number of approaches. Don't set yourself oh yeah, I'm not gonna go home until I get 10 phone numbers, because the reality is, if a girl doesn't want to give you her number, she's not gonna give you a fucking number. Don't rate your success on numbers. The pleasure is in the pursuit. The achievement is in the attempt. So a much better goal would be, okay, I'm gonna go out for 1 hour today and I'm gonna approach 5 girls. That's a great approach. That's a great goal to set yourself, because you have full control over that. You have full control over your ability to approach 5 girls. And then when you've approached 5 girls, you might go and approach 6 girls, 7 girls, 8 girls. What matters is you set that intention from the start and you go out there with a goal in mind. Don't be that guy who just wanders around aimlessly being yeah, I might approach 2 girls today. You want to set that intention from the start. And in my opinion, when you're going out on your own, setting a goal from the start is key. Also, just planning a set route as well works really well, especially if you're going around solo. So if you are familiar with your city or the city that you're going around, then plan a route. So maybe you go through the city centre, then you go up a hill, you go around a park, and then you loop back round into the city centre. If you set a route and you stick to it, you've got those goals in your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna approach 5 girls today on my route. And what's great about setting a route as well is you don't you don't then bump into the same girls like, you know, you've already approached me, because like you in your mind, because the adrenaline's rushing through you can't remember who you approached, but they remember you, yeah, because you're the guy who's breaking the mold, who's separating himself from the herd, who's approaching girls during the day in a socially unorthodox way. So yeah, set yourself a route and you'll be fucking sweet with that. Final piece of advice: if you are going around on your own during the day and you've got that approach anxiety bubbling up inside you, my best piece of advice is to simply just do it. Yeah, like I could write a book on approach anxiety with 1 fucking page and it would be just fucking do it. People have spent like hours upon hours of creating content of how to overcome approach anxiety, but in my opinion, after performing magic for 10 years of cold approaching thousands upon thousands of people, you simply need to just go out there and do it. Like if you want some hacks for overcoming approach anxiety, like, you know, just say to yourself 3, 2, 1, count down in your mind, 3, 2, 1, fuck it, and then go and do it. Yeah, so 3, 2, 1, fuck it. And this can overlay into all of your aspects of life. Yeah, so if you're like doing anything which causes resistance, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. Yeah, so if you're having a cold shower, 3, 2, 1, fuck it, get into that cold shower, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. Whenever you have an activity that's causing you resistance, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. Habitualize that mentality of overcoming resistance. And when you see that girl who you're really attracted to, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. Another great thing is to tell yourself you're excited, because fear and excitement are actually the same thing. Mel Robbins talks about this in a video I watched it a long time ago. I was like, rah, that's completely right. When you feel that anxiety, tell yourself you're excited, and it can change your state so quickly. You move from fear to excitement, and that is fucking power right there. So listen, if you're going around on your own, then big fat fucking well done for having the balls to actually do it. But don't allow yourself to become a victim of the resistance. Go out there, tell yourself you're excited, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. Remember that everything is forgettable. Embrace your own mortality. Nobody gives a fuck. It's you against you. You are against yourself. So go out there and live a life beyond the base. I really think it all comes down to that sense of permission, of habitualizing this process, of realizing that everything is forgettable, nothing fucking matters. So whilst you're here on this earth for a finite amount of time, don't die with your music inside you. Don't be the guy who sleepwalks through life and wakes up when his best years are behind him. The time is now. If you want to get great at this stuff, if you want to make rapid progress in the shortest amount of time, get in touch with me. My coaching sessions are starting after the 12th of April. I'll be going on a UK tour. I'm going to publish a video about this very shortly in terms of dates, times, locations. But if you want to get involved, get involved. Life will be fucking sweet. If you're living, if you're breathing, if you've got blood flowing through your veins, then you are capable of creating absolute ecstasy. So listen, my friend, I wish you the greatest joy in everything that you do. Big fat thank you for watching, being part of the Kristian Kasanova family. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you have those sexy notifications turned on. Drop the video a like to show your appreciation, and I will speak to you in the next video. Stay sexy, live legendary. Ta-ra.